Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Yeah, last week, or been a couple weeks, last video left off pretty motivated, right? Got the wheels on, got a rolling chassis, but then everybody in my family got like deathly ill for like 2 days, and that was gross and uncomfortable, and it sucked. So finally, everybody's up to snuff. Got some time to work on the car. Let me turn this around, and I'll get you guys updated. Okay, so since the last video, made some progress. I got the body on the chassis shimmed all the way across, exactly where I want it. I got ride height set. I've got the fixtures adjusted where they're going to be. I've got fenders adjusted a little bit so I can get rocker trim on the car. And radiator, core support, radiator, coolers, everything's installed like you'd want it. I've gone through and I've done a little bit of plumbing, got some fittings kind of laid out for, let me see if I can get this. So the oil cooler, none of this stuff is tight, but I'm just trying to figure it out while I go through, the process, right? So, bunch of AN fittings, got some new sensors in, got the serpentine belt figured out, length figured out. Got basically the water pump in. Everything seems like it's gonna clear. I've got my silicone coupler. I'm gonna fab something fancy out here. I don't know what that's gonna look like yet. But yeah, so everything's installed. Driveline as if it were the last time. So clutch is in, everything's tight, aligned, master's in, or I'm sorry, throwouts in, clutch, drive shaft, everything, trans, all that good stuff. So I couldn't help myself, so I went ahead and put this thing out in the driveway, and I'll show you guys that. I just had to get it out and take a look at it. Go ahead and put these side pipes on it. Getting ready to do these headers, so I wanted to share kind of what this thing looked like on the driveway. So let's see what it looks like. I think I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, getting it in may be a little harder. All right, this is it. All right, body, headers, wheels, ride height's pretty much set. Got my driver, my wheelman, my hot foot. Oh my gosh, hold on. Okay, so this is really just an update. Haven't been able to do a whole lot. Got everything in. Figured out some plumbing, got the serpentine figured out, belt length, all that. Got my headers kind of laid out to where I need to cut and fit. Got the master in, and everything's good, man. Okay. You want out? So, man, looks good. All right, I'm coming. You good?
What?
Good? Oh, yeah. Friday night with my boys. That's not my boy. What's up, Karen?
Pizza.
No. Yeah. Benjamin's on his way out. I can kind of daydream about this while I eat my pizza. All right, so I'm really excited about these. These are Marshall gauges, and these are 5-inch, 160 mile an hour digital gauge for speedo, and then clearly 10K for the tach. These, I don't have $300 in these, okay? I saw these years ago after I had already purchased tachs for my last project. And these are made in California, Anaheim, California, and they are American made, built here in the old US of A. They're not super expensive. They're really simple. And hold on. So, you know, they're not auto meters, but they're also not $200-300 a pop, right? But I haven't heard anything negative about them. You wire them up based on the diagram, right? It's not rocket science. There's a nice little little ring that keeps them on. It's pretty simple setup. So this is what I'm working on. I am working on getting them put in the gauges, gauge clusters. So I got my old gauges out. Those are goodbye. I made this aluminum ring that I will attach and then slide the gauge through the ring, and then got a little OE dash action going on. So pretty stoked with how that turned out. These are the only large gauge, like I guess analog, well they're not analog, but the only actual gauges I'm gonna have. My center cluster is going to have the 6.86 Holley digital flat screen, and that'll have all my other telemetry, oil temp, all that stuff, pressure, oil pressure, you name it, it'll be on there. So that's what I'm working on now. I'm gonna get this together and see what else. Also, I nabbed one of these. Yes, it's made in China. And I did get it off eBay. I think I paid 17 bucks. It's a little shift light. Pretty straightforward. Got a little yellow housing. I think it's money. We'll see. But I'm gonna put this on the column. A little old school shift light. And I think based on what I remember reading on this will wire right in. So let me get this stuff kind of mocked up and we'll see how it goes. All right, a couple rib nuts. This is kind of temporary. I think I'll end up doing epoxy. And I got to do some repairs to that brittle plastic. You can see upon removal, this thing just, I think I looked at it wrong, and no surprise though. All right, let me see what I can get done. All right, I think the saying is word from the wise, word to the wise. I don't know. Yeah, if you so much as put any pressure on any of this stuff, I mean, I was being careful, and this thing just destroyed itself. I mean, I destroyed it, but that sucks. So, all right, we got to figure something out here. All right, so replacements are like 90, 100 bucks a piece, of course, right? And they're probably just as brittle as the ones that I have. So this is not unfamiliar territory with all of this old brittle stuff. Just, you know, it was like this on my C5, and my C5 is 20-something years old, right? Excuse me. So the long and short, get a bunch of epoxy, glue it all together, be patient, let it dry, right? Anyways, I certainly wasn't patient. I got it put together halfway decent so I could get a mock up. Let me turn this around. All right, so here's the view. Got this, I gotta paint the backdrops of the, I actually have to do a lot of work to it to make it look nice. So, but that's it. I think that's as good as you're gonna get. Like, they'll need to be centered and adjusted and all that stuff. But all in all, tack, speedo, and then this fancy little shift light that that I threaded a couple little 1024, oh my gosh, 1024 bolts and mounted it, and I'll wire it and make it look nice and neat, and it'll be kind of a cool little, might have to center it a little bit. Semi-checked off of the list, right? Cool little feature, a little old school. Anyways, we'll see how this works out. But on to the next thing. So the next project is essentially, now where in the heck did it go? Here it is. Okay. So I'm working on the master cylinder, this cool little tandem setup. So anyways, enough about that. When I mount this to the firewall the way it's supposed to be, it sticks up above the hood line. So today I'm gonna mess with getting this thing shimmed down, which means I need to create something that is more or less a wedge shim. And in order to do that, I went and purchased, unfortunately, a new OEM. I already got rid of my old one. But talked to some buddies. This was kind of best case not having a mill. So let's take a look at this and see what kind of template we need and where we got to start. Thing is, pull that snap ring out, and then the rod comes out. I think what I'm going to do with this guy, well, first I think I'm going to put this on the firewall and just see what kind of angle I'm looking for, what kind of shim I'm looking for. And I'll come back here with my little portaband and hack that bad boy off. All right, so the long and short is I got to find a wedge that pretty much fills that gap. I'm playing with different size reservoirs, as you can tell. I think I'm going to stick with the small ones. This is what I've got so far. Took my bandsaw and my grinder, sorry. Cut it at an angle, cleaned it up. This is what I've got. So let's see what it looks like when I get it on. So mock-up number one, that's actually just above the ridge there. What are you doing?
I'm getting my jersey on.
Okay, go get your jersey on.
Cheese.
So, yeah.
Cheese. Cheese.
All right, cheese ball, go get your jersey, buddy. All right. So, not a huge fan. That may have been $60 thrown away because that looks like ugly. So, anyways, it's a process. Let's see what I come up with. All right, so projects like this are why I obsess over a 3-axis milling machine. I mean, here. So this is me grinding. My entire shop is trashed. The car, not even protected because I'm impatient. Anyways, enough whining. These are first world problems. All right, so I took a piece of like 3/16, 1/4 inch. I got to clean that up a little bit, make sure it's all solid. And I just tapered it on the back side. You can tell it got pretty hot. But either way, I am close. I'm close. That might be perfect, might be just fine. I've got a, I bought this, I think this is an F body, like 98 to 2002, 4th gen, that I'm going to put a little bracket, mount it right here, and then I'll have this like uniform OE look. I think it'll look nice versus like all this nice, like conservative, you know, GM look, and then some random piece of billet, you know what I mean? So anyways, these are the odds and ends, the small little things that I'm just plugging away at. This little reservoir comes with a hose. I mean, all I gotta do is put a clamp on it, and it's work. It's not, you know, I don't have to re-engineer or do anything. I just need to build a little bracket, make sure it looks decent, and I'm done. So, anywho, on to the next thing. All right, there it is. I think that's gonna work. A couple things I ended up doing is, sorry. So that's the front view, of course. I made this bracket to hold this reservoir, and then I bought one of these little speed bleeder mounts. Like, if anybody's had a speed bleeder, you just kind of let it fall in the engine bay or roll it up and zip tie it maybe. I thought this would be kind of nice. It's got a little C-clip underneath. I've got a 3 to 4 AN hose that'll go directly to the throw out. So I thought it was kind of cool, just kind of worked out. I think that's perfectly fine. A little Easter morning workout, and I get my boss to come out here work with me. Say hello. Did you get it? Did you get that booger? Say hello. Say cheese. No? All right, that's a wrap. Gonna start working on these headers if I got time. Probably won't be around to pretty much send anything out for a few weeks. Maybe if I can get some time on this, but next week I'm heading to Pate. So I'm going to Texas Motor Speedway to go to the Pate swap meet. And that's the biggest swap meet in Texas. I've been told it's 14 miles of walking. So we're definitely renting the handicap scooter, right? $75 well spent. You might actually get to see the whole thing if you rent that scooter. Anyways, thanks everybody for watching. And I'm sure I'll document some of that and get to share some of that with you guys. So hopefully I can find some of these parts I still need for the car. And oh yeah, if anybody has a line on a Holley Terminator X Max image management, 550-931 or -931T, hit me up. They're all on back order. So appreciate it, folks. Talk to you soon. See you on the next one.